Everybody, happy post-Easter. Welcome to Tuesday. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. And it's Tuesday today, and so I'm back with a sketch challenge. I missed being on live on Sunday. I took Sunday off because it was Easter Sunday. It's also my birthday. I thought I'd take the day off. Also took last night off with it being Easter Monday. Didn't do a class last night, so it's been a while and I've missed it. So I'm back, hopefully. Hey, Lynette, welcome. I can see people jumping on, and that's great. Just making sure that I know I'm live, but I can see comments. Don't forget to give Facebook permission with StreamYard. So you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and that way I can actually see who's commenting. There we go. Hey, Catherine. Okay, and Darlene. Hello. All right, and Joey. Okay, good. I've got my phone. I'm looking down at my phone, and I can see the comments coming in as well. All right, so tonight I've got a sketch for you, and I'm going to tell you a few little things that you could do to kind of spruce up this sketch if you wanted to add a little bit more detail to it as we go along. I'm using the HoneyBee Home suite from this for this particular sketch. So let me switch over to my desktop and we'll get started. All right, so here's the sketch. This will go live. I will post this at about 7:30 Pacific. So you'll be able to actually download this picture. Hey, Mashwari, welcome. So this is a card base. You could either do 5.5 by 8.5 or 4.25 by 11. It's really up to you, whether you want a booklet fold or a tent fold. The first layer, which is the white layer, is 4 inches by 5.25. That's kind of your standard size in Imperial for your first layer. And then for layer number 2, you need 3 pieces. They're all the same. They're 1 1/8 inch by 5 inches. And you could use, I'm using designer series paper, but you could use cardstock. You could emboss the cardstock. You could stamp on the cardstock. Really up to you what you'd like to use for those pieces. The circle, sorry, where am I? Oh, this piece, a gray piece. Layer number 3 is 1 inch by 4 inches. The circle is about a 2-inch circle, and then this is your sentiment piece. And as I always say, I've said 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. Make it whatever fits your sentiment. So if your sentiment is much narrower than, it's just a little tiny sentiment, then you can make this even smaller. Up to you. All right, let me bring in. So this is the HoneyBee Home Suite or Bundle. So it comes with the stamp set. Great sentiments. I just love this font. And then these bees. I love this particular bee. I love it. And some flowers. And then, of course, the dies that cut out those and some other dies that cut out kind of some flower images as well. Really nice suite. Okay, let me bring in my supplies. Hey, Deborah. Welcome. Gosh. Uh-oh. Got my... Take things out of focus and it goes blurry on me. Okay, so I have got a piece of basic gray cardstock. Bring in my trimmer. And I've got this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score it at 4.25. If your piece is 4.25 by 11, you will score it at 5.5. And I'm sorry, oops, hit the ceiling. I'm sorry for the ladies in Australia. I don't have the metric. Measurements. Hello, whoever that is from Ontario. All right, as I always say, fold into the mountain. So this is the side I scored on. So fold it over or flip it over, and this is the raised line that I scored. So fold into that raised line or the mountain and grab your bone folder and give it a really good crease. Okay, so that's my card base. Now, my layer number 1, I am using Night of Navy. Really like Night of Navy and basic gray. Now, my pieces, this is part of the designer series paper from it's called, oh gosh, my brain's not working tonight. It's called something different than HoneyBee Home. There's 2 in this suite. There's actually 2 bundles. One is the HoneyBee Home and one is Home Sweet Home. Oh, should have looked this up. But I'm just going to grab my catalog. All right, let's go to the index. There's always an index at the front for all of the bundles. Oh, it's called Heart and Home, page 58 in the mini catalog. It is being carried over. So there are actually two different bundles. There is the Blessings of Home bundle, that's what it's called, and the HoneyBee Home. So this whole suite comes with, it's amazing, this designer series paper, some doilies, Memories and More, classic matte dots, denim ribbon, in this really lovely hive embossing folder. So, okay, there. Now that I've reminded myself what it's called. Okay, if you wanted to, you could, like I said, you could use cardstock that you've embossed. You could use cardstock that you've stamped. All sorts of ways to do this. I like it because it uses up strips of designer series paper. You could even use a different color on the background, and then if you really wanted to get fancy, you could add a matte layer to this. So these are 1 1/8 by 4. You probably would want it to be 1 1/4 by 5 1/8, just a little bit bigger if you wanted to add some Night of Navy. See how pretty that would look. You'd have to add a different color back. The back of all of these designer series paper in this suite is wood grain, the gray colored wood grain. All right. Okay, let me get sometimes I leave my cap off on my glue, just a little bit too long. So just take your pick tool and dig out the little clog that's in there. That usually does it. Of course, tonight it's not going to for me. Goodness, I really left the cap off too long. Okay, well, I'll dig that out later. There's my Stampin' Seal. When in doubt. So I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal. I do try to put my cap on my glue fairly quickly because it will clog a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to put these, and you just make it so that it's about 1/8 of an inch or so from top and bottom and sides. So we're just going to kind of make them even. So I'll do the 2 outside pieces. And hopefully, if my measurements are correct, the middle piece might need a little bit. The middle piece should be pretty close to, yeah, not too bad. So you really just want to space these pieces out evenly across your this piece of cardstock. Let's get it going there anyway. Okay, there we go. All right. Isn't that pretty paper? And if I thought about it, I actually probably could have got it because I did cut this all out of one single piece, but of course I didn't get it lined up. That's okay. Okay. Part of this is going to be covered by my circle and my other piece. So we're just going to put this onto the front like this. Hey, Kathleen. Yeah, I just really love this combination. It's so pretty. I think the paper is actually Misty Moonlight, but I actually am almost to the end of my Misty Moonlight. All right, so I've got a piece. This is my layer number 3, which is 1 inch by 4 inches. I've used Night of Navy. If you wanted to use another color, you could stamp on it. You could use embossed, like I said, all sorts of ways to use this. This piece is just going to go across like this. Now, I set a 2-inch circle, and my circle is bigger than that. What is my circle? My circle is 3 inches, but what I'm going to do, because that's awfully big, is I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm going to take and cut on this inner dotted line, and this will get my circle to be close-ish to 2 inches. Just makes it a little bit better size for the card base. Don't want it to cover the whole, I don't want to cover all the designer series paper. So there I've got a circle, got a little bit of a zigzag edge on it. So that's going to go like that. Now I have some basic white cardstock, some Night of Navy ink, and I am going to do some stamping of there are 3 bees in this stamp set. Oops. This is my favorite. I'll stamp it first. This is my favorite. It's kind of a full-on bee. And then there's 2 kind of side bees. I don't know what you call them. And I'm just stamping them on here. Gosh, that's really dark. Okay. And now there are dies to cut out these cute little bees. Hey, Tim, how are you? All right, so let's grab. So that's the bee to cut that out. So Stampin' Up! Announced today that they are doing a 1-day free shipping event promotion on Thursday, April 21st. Now, if you're in the Pacific, I'm not sure what date it is down there, but in North America, it is, let's get this bee going the right way. It is Thursday, April 21st for 24 hours, and it is on orders of over $100 Canadian or more. Now, I'm going to use just a little bit of Post-it note tape to hold these in place so that my bees don't shift as I'm trying to cut this out. So if you are in Canada and have an order to place, let me know. I will have an order going in, or you can go to my online store. So if you've got orders and it's over $100 before shipping and taxes, you will get free shipping. What a great deal to stock up on cardstock, and basic white cardstock is what I always stock up on in these events. Especially with the new catalog coming out May 3rd, some of the prices in the new catalog are going up. So now's the time to stock up on some of these events. So I've just got my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that I'm just going to cut these little bees out like that. So you could pick up this bundle, for example, or the suite, or like I said, pick up some of your basic supplies like cardstock and adhesives and things like that. Okay, there. Pull my Post-it note tape off. If you've got Post-it notes, they work really well as well. I just use this so that my dies don't shift as I'm cutting. All right, so I have my 3 bees. I went ahead in advance and cut out some, these are, oops, where are they here? These are 2 of the flower dies that go along with this. So my thought was I was just going to do this. Now I cut out 2. The question is, do I need 2? I might not need 2. This really looks black, but it is Night of Navy. Question is, will I also use all my bees? Maybe one will go up there. I might just use 1 bee. Okay, there we changing my mind on the fly, but that's okay. I don't make these cards in advance, so I really I have an idea, and then when it comes to actually making them, things may change. Subject to change. All right, so we're just going to put this here like that. And then I'm going to, oh gosh, I do need my glue. Let's see if I can get this open. I might have to grab another glue. Yeah. Oh, maybe. That's definitely clogged up down there. Let's see what that does. Nope, don't want to put it on there. Here, here's my scrap. it's going to splodge. I'm pressing. Oh, see what happens? Good thing I had that big, I got a big gob of glue there. All right, it's now working. So now let's just take and get a little. Like that. And we'll use a dimensional on the back of this bee. Like this. So there we've got the kind of flower. I'm going to save these bees in that other piece. I don't think I need it. Now let's get my piece. This is again 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches. And I'm going to use the Night of Navy, and I've got this stamp that says Miss You. Let's see if I can actually get it stamping straight. Gosh, this is dark. Not too bad. Sometimes I don't do very well getting it straight. All right, so we're just going to put this. Now, my sketch had this over a little bit, but I've got my bee here. So I'm going to put a dimensional on this one end and just a little bit of glue on this other end. And tuck this just under the bee like that. And then that will line up there. Okay, now the last thing I want are, I've got some of these classic matte dots. These are great. They are in white, very vanilla, basic gray, and black. So I'm going to use the basic gray. And let's just put one of those, and a little one maybe up here. There we go. Okay, so these are really nice. 2 different sizes, 4 different colors. Perfect. Got glue all over me. Okay, and then one last thing that I want is I've got a piece of basic white cardstock. This will be for the inside of the card. And I think I'm going to take and put this piece that I cut out. So let's just take some of this glue and see if I can get. That's the piece that came out, the little clog. Get that off. Ah, come on. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's just try and get just a little bit of glue. Sometimes I can get little bits of glue out, and sometimes I can't. All right. You can also use the multi-purpose adhesive sheets for this when you've got really delicate or detailed dies like this. The adhesive sheets work really well. All right, let's put one of these bees on as well. So there we go. There. And now this can go on the inside of my card. Ooh, lots of glue coming out here. Kind of made the opening big as I tried to get that clog out. Okay, there we go. Last year I had all sorts of lavender in my front yard, so I had bees like you wouldn't believe, but unfortunately we had so much dry weather and kind of drought conditions last year that my lavender died, and so I don't think I'll have the bees this year. All right, so there's my card. I'll bring the sketch back in. Pretty similar. Like I said, if you really wanted to get, go even more overboard, I guess, you could, put mats behind each of the pieces of designer series paper, maybe in the gray or some other, or even in the white would probably just pop that. So lots of ways to change up your card, but I kind of like the Night of Navy and gray together. Yeah, it's even though they're kind of masculine colors, it's not a very masculine card. It's quite, I think it's quite feminine. I don't know. Maybe it's because the designer series paper is so pretty. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, the sketch will go live at 7:30 Pacific. So in just over an hour, it will go live on my Facebook group page and also Instagram for you to find and play along. Don't forget, if you're part of my Facebook group or a Facebook page, no, group, I got it right the first time, if you make your cards, share them, because every month I do a draw and you might be getting some happy mail from me if your name is drawn. Let's see what else. Oh, Thursday night I will be back. It is a technique challenge this week. So I'll be back with a technique at 6:30 Pacific on Thursday night. And then I'll be back on Saturday and Sunday as always. Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific and Sunday at noon Pacific. I hope you'll join me for those. And also don't forget about the shipping, free shipping on orders of over $100 on April 21st. Wherever that is in your, whatever day that is in your market. I believe it's April 21st for everybody. So that's Thursday here in North America. So you can get your orders in on and get free shipping. What a great deal. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.